1. The harmonic convergence. Lyra sat at her old wooden piano, fingers hovering over the keys as she stared out the window of her small, cluttered apartment. The city of Harmonia was alive with the sounds of musicians practicing, vendors selling their wares, and the hum of daily life. Yet, amidst the cacophony, Lyra felt a deep, insistent silence within her. She had always known she was different. Music didn't just flow from her fingers, it poured from her soul. Ever since she was a child, Lyra had dreamed of creating the ultimate symphony, a piece of music so powerful it could change the world. But dreams were hard to hold on to in a city like Harmonia, where talent was abundant and recognition was scarce. Her parents had been musicians too, their lives devoted to their craft, but they had never reached the heights they had aspired to. Now, their legacy was Lyra's burden to bear. As she played a soft, haunting melody, the door to her apartment creaked open. Her best friend, Miriam, burst in, her face alight with excitement. "Lyra, you won't believe it!" Miriam exclaimed, waving a parchment letter in the air. "You've been invited to audition for the Celestial Conservatory." Lyra's heart skipped a beat. The Celestial Conservatory was the most prestigious musical institution in the galaxy, known for producing some of the greatest composers and performers of all time. An invitation to audition was a rare and coveted honor. "Are you serious?" Lyra asked, her voice trembling with a mix of disbelief and hope. "See for yourself." Miriam handed her the letter, her eyes shining with pride. Lyra took the parchment, her fingers trembling as she unfolded it. The elegant script confirmed Miriam's words. She had been invited to audition for a place at the conservatory. The audition was in 3 days. "This is incredible," Lyra whispered, tears of joy welling in her eyes. "I don't know how to thank you, Miriam." "You don't need to thank me," Miriam said, hugging her tightly. "You've earned this, Lyra. Now, you just need to show them what you're made of." For the next 3 days, Lyra poured every ounce of her energy into preparing for the audition. She practiced from dawn until dusk, refining her compositions and perfecting her technique. She wanted to create something truly unique, a piece that would showcase not only her technical skill but also her deep emotional connection to music. Finally, the day of the audition arrived. Lyra stood before the imposing gates of the Celestial Conservatory, her heart pounding in her chest. The conservatory was a magnificent structure, its spires reaching towards the sky, shimmering with an ethereal light. As she stepped inside, she was greeted by the sight of marble halls adorned with statues of legendary composers and musicians. She was led to a grand auditorium where a panel of judges awaited her performance. Among them was the renowned maestro Thaler, a figure whose name was synonymous with musical excellence. His piercing blue eyes seemed to see right through her, assessing her potential with a single glance. Taking a deep breath, Lyra approached the piano in the center of the stage. She could feel the weight of expectation in the room, the eyes of the judges and the gathered audience fixed on her. But as her fingers touched the keys, all her doubts and fears melted away. She was no longer in a grand auditorium but in her own world, where only the music mattered. She began to play, her fingers dancing across the keys with a grace and precision that came from years of practice and an innate connection to her instrument. The melody she had composed was unlike anything she had ever created before, haunting and beautiful, filled with both sorrow and hope. It told the story of her journey, her struggles, and her dreams, capturing the hearts of all who listened. As the final notes echoed through the auditorium, a profound silence fell over the room. For a moment, it seemed as if time itself had stopped. Then, Maestro Thaler rose to his feet and began to applaud, followed by the rest of the judges and the audience. The sound of their applause washed over Lyra, filling her with a sense of accomplishment and joy. "Miss Lyra," Maestro Thaler said, his voice carrying a note of approval, "your performance was extraordinary. Welcome to the Celestial Conservatory." Lyra's heart soared. She had done it. She had taken the first step towards her dream. As she left the stage, she knew that her journey was only just beginning. The harmonic convergence had begun, and with it, a new chapter in her life as a composer at the Celestial Conservatory. 2. Secrets of the Conservatory. Lyra stood at the entrance of the Celestial Conservatory, her heart racing with a mix of excitement and trepidation. The grandeur of the place was overwhelming, with its towering spires and intricate mosaics depicting legendary composers and their masterpieces. As she stepped inside, the echoes of centuries-old music seemed to whisper around her, welcoming her into their hallowed halls. She was greeted by Lyra, a senior student assigned to show her around. Lyra was a striking figure with emerald green eyes and long auburn hair, exuding an air of confidence and grace. As they walked through the marble corridors, Lyra explained the history and significance of the conservatory. The Celestial Conservatory was founded over a millennium ago by Maestro Arion, Lyra began, her voice filled with reverence. He believed that music held the power to unite the galaxy, to heal wounds and bring peace. The conservatory is built upon that ideal, nurturing the finest musical talents from all corners of the universe. Lyra listened intently, absorbing every word. She had heard tales of Maestro Arion, a composer whose music was said to have transcended time and space, but standing here, she felt a deeper connection to his legacy. They passed by various classrooms and practice rooms, each buzzing with the energy of students immersed in their art. As they approached the library, Lyra paused. "This is one of the most important places in the conservatory," she said. "It houses the scores of every composition ever written by our students and faculty, including some of Maestro Arion's original works. But be warned, not everything here is what it seems." Intrigued by Lyra's cryptic words, Lyra entered the library. It was a vast, cavernous room filled with towering shelves of manuscripts and sheet music. The scent of aged parchment and ink filled the air, creating an atmosphere of timeless wisdom. Lyra felt a shiver of anticipation as she wandered through the aisles, her fingers brushing against the spines of ancient books. As she explored, she noticed a small door at the back of the library, partially hidden behind a tapestry. Curiosity getting the better of her, she pushed it open and stepped into a dimly lit room. The walls were lined with shelves filled with dusty tomes, and in the center stood a large wooden table covered in scattered papers and strange instruments. Lyra's eyes were drawn to a particular book lying open on the table. Its pages were filled with intricate musical notation, unlike anything she had ever seen. The notes seemed to dance on the page, forming patterns that defied conventional music theory. As she reached out to touch it, she heard a voice behind her. "Fascinating, isn't it?" said a young man with tousled black hair and piercing blue eyes. "That's one of Maestro Arion's lost compositions, known as the Eternal Harmony. No one has ever been able to decipher it." Lyra turned to face him, her heart pounding. "I'm Lyra," she said, trying to steady her voice. "I just started here." "I'm Orion," he replied with a smile. "Welcome to the conservatory. It looks like you've already discovered one of its many secrets." They spent the next few hours discussing the Eternal Harmony and its mysterious origins. Orion explained that Maestro Arion had composed it during a particularly turbulent time in the galaxy's history, believing that its music held the key to restoring balance and harmony. However, the composition was never completed, and its true purpose remained a mystery. "Many have tried to unlock its secrets," Orion said, his gaze intense. "But perhaps it was meant for someone with a unique connection to music. Someone like you." Lyra felt a spark of determination. She had always believed that her music had a deeper meaning, a purpose beyond mere notes and melodies. Maybe the Eternal Harmony was the key to unlocking that potential. Over the following weeks, Lyra immersed herself in her studies, honing her skills and exploring the conservatory's vast resources. She formed friendships with other students, each of them passionate about their craft and eager to share their knowledge. Yet, her thoughts always returned to the eternal harmony and the secrets it held. One night, unable to sleep, Lyra found herself back in the hidden room, poring over the ancient manuscript. As she played a fragment of the composition on a nearby piano, she felt a strange resonance in the air, as if the music itself was alive. The notes seemed to weave together, creating a tapestry of sound that defied explanation. It was then that she noticed a hidden compartment beneath the table. Inside, she found a small, ornate box. Opening it, she discovered a letter written in Maestro Arion's hand. It spoke of a prophecy, a time when the galaxy would face a great darkness, and only the true heir of the eternal harmony could restore the light. Lyra's mind raced. Could she be the one destined to fulfill this prophecy? The weight of the discovery was overwhelming, but she knew she couldn't ignore it. With renewed determination, she resolved to uncover the truth and unlock the full potential of the eternal harmony. As she left the library, the first light of dawn breaking through the windows, Lyra felt a sense of purpose like never before. The secrets of the conservatory were vast and many, but she was ready to face them, to embrace her destiny and the music that flowed through her very being. The journey ahead would be filled with challenges and dangers, but with the support of her friends and the guidance of Maestro Arion's legacy, Lyra knew she could overcome them. The harmonic convergence was just the beginning, and the true symphony of her life was about to unfold. 3. The Maestro's Legacy. Lyra's days at the Celestial Conservatory became a whirlwind of classes, practice sessions, and secret explorations. Her encounters with Orion and their shared fascination with Maestro Arion's eternal harmony drew them closer together. Orion's vast knowledge and unwavering support fueled Lyra's determination to unlock the secrets of the ancient composition. One evening, as they studied the manuscript in the hidden room, Orion looked up from his notes with a thoughtful expression. "There's something I haven't told you, Lyra. Maestro Arion wasn't just a composer. He was also a seer." Lyra's eyes widened. "A seer? You mean he could see the future?" "Not exactly," Orion replied. "He had visions, glimpses of possible futures. It's said that he used his music to shape those futures, to guide the galaxy towards harmony. The eternal harmony is believed to be his magnum opus, a piece of music designed to resonate with the very fabric of the universe." Lyra felt a shiver run down her spine. "And you think it's meant for me?" Orion nodded. "The fact that you've connected with it so deeply suggests that you're the one who can complete it. But we need to understand more about Maestro Arion's life and his other works. There might be clues hidden within them." Determined to uncover the truth, Lyra and Orion began their search in the conservatory's extensive archives. They combed through Maestro Arion's compositions, letters, and personal journals, piecing together the story of his life. Each discovery brought them closer to understanding the man behind the music and the legacy he had left behind. One rainy afternoon, as they were sorting through a collection of old manuscripts, they found a letter addressed to one of Arion's closest friends, a fellow composer named Alicia. In the letter, Arion spoke of a hidden chamber beneath the conservatory, a place where he had stored his most precious creations and secrets. "Do you think this chamber still exists?" Lyra asked, her heart racing with excitement. Orion's eyes sparkled. "There's only one way to find out." Together, they embarked on a quest to locate the hidden chamber. Armed with the clues from Arion's letter, they explored the conservatory's labyrinthine underground passages. After several days of searching, they stumbled upon a concealed door behind a tapestry in an unused rehearsal room. Pushing the door open, they descended a narrow staircase that led to a large, dimly lit chamber. The walls were lined with shelves filled with ancient tomes, musical instruments, and mysterious artifacts. In the center of the room stood a grand piano, its polished surface reflecting the faint light from the torches on the walls. Lyra approached the piano, her fingers trembling with anticipation. As she touched the keys, a soft melody filled the air, a fragment of the eternal harmony. She played the notes, feeling a deep connection to the music and the man who had created it. Orion joined her at the piano, and together they played the composition, their music intertwining in a beautiful and haunting harmony. As they reached the final notes, a hidden compartment in the piano opened, revealing a small, ornate box. Inside the box, they found a collection of letters and a small crystal vial filled with a shimmering liquid. The letters were addressed to Alicia, detailing Orion's visions and his hopes for the future. He spoke of a time when the galaxy would face a great darkness and the need for a new generation of musicians to rise and restore balance. The vial, Orion explained in his letters, contained the essence of the eternal harmony. It was a powerful substance that could amplify the music's effects, allowing the composer to shape reality itself. Lyra and Orion were awestruck by the discovery. The realization that they held the key to completing the eternal harmony and fulfilling Orion's legacy was both exhilarating and daunting. "We need to be careful," Orion said, his voice filled with a mix of excitement and caution. "This power is immense. We have to understand it fully before we can use it." Lyra nodded, her mind racing with the possibilities. "We'll study it together. We'll figure out how to complete the eternal harmony and use it to bring peace to the galaxy." As they left the hidden chamber, Lyra felt a renewed sense of purpose. The maestro's legacy was now in their hands, and with it, the responsibility to carry forward his vision of harmony and unity. The journey ahead would be challenging, but with Orion by her side and the music in her heart, Lyra was ready to face whatever lay ahead. 4. Echoes of the Stars. The discovery of Maestro Orion's hidden chamber and the essence of the eternal harmony filled Lyra and Orion with a renewed sense of purpose. They spent countless hours studying the letters and the vial, seeking to understand the full extent of its power. As their knowledge grew, so did their bond, their shared mission forging a deep and unbreakable connection. The conservatory buzzed with anticipation as rumors of Lyra's and Orion's research spread. Some students were intrigued, while others viewed their quest with skepticism. Among them was Professor Vale, a stern and respected figure known for his strict adherence to traditional methods. He often watched Lyra with a critical eye, his disapproval barely concealed. One evening, as Lyra practiced in an empty auditorium, Professor Vale approached her. His expression was stern, but there was a flicker of curiosity in his eyes. "Miss Lyra," he began, his voice measured, "I hear you've been delving into Maestro Orion's works. While I admire your dedication, I must caution you. Orion's music is powerful and dangerous. Many before you have tried to unlock its secrets and failed." Lyra met his gaze, her determination unwavering. "I understand the risks, Professor. But I believe that eternal harmony is the key to restoring balance to the galaxy. It's a responsibility I'm willing to bear." Professor Vale studied her for a moment before nodding. "Very well. But remember, true mastery of music requires not just talent, but wisdom and caution. Do not let your ambition blind you to the dangers." With those words, he left, leaving Lyra to ponder his advice. She knew the road ahead was fraught with challenges, but her resolve was stronger than ever. As the days turned into weeks, Lyra and Orion's research took them to the farthest corners of the conservatory's archives. They unearthed fragments of ancient compositions, each one adding a piece to the puzzle of the eternal harmony. Their late-night sessions were filled with intense discussions and breakthroughs, their excitement palpable. One night, as they played a newly discovered section of the symphony, a strange resonance filled the room. The notes seemed to shimmer in the air, creating patterns of light that danced across the walls. Lyra felt a surge of energy, as if the music itself was alive and responding to their efforts. Orion's eyes widened in awe. "Did you feel that?" The music, it's resonating with the essence of the stars. Lyra nodded, her heart pounding. I think we're getting closer. The eternal harmony is more than just a composition. It's a bridge between our world and the cosmos. Their progress, however, did not go unnoticed. A rival faction within the conservatory, led by the ambitious and cunning Amara, viewed Lyra and Orion's discoveries as a threat. Amara, a talented composer with a dark streak, had long coveted the power of the eternal harmony. She believed that by controlling its essence, she could reshape the galaxy to her own design. Amara's jealousy and ambition drove her to sabotage Lyra and Orion's work. She spread rumors, sowed discord among the students, and even attempted to steal their research. But Lyra and Orion, aware of her machinations, remained vigilant. Their bond and shared purpose only grew stronger in the face of adversity. One evening, as they worked in the hidden chamber, Orion spoke of a vision he had seen in a dream. I saw a great darkness spreading across the stars, consuming everything in its path. But there was also a light, a melody that pierced through the darkness, restoring balance and harmony. I believe it's a sign that we're on the right path. Lyra's eyes shone with determination. Then we must continue. The galaxy needs the eternal harmony, and we're the ones who can bring it to life. Their journey took a new turn when they discovered a hidden compartment within Arion's grand piano. Inside, they found a crystal sphere filled with swirling stardust and a letter addressed to the future heirs of his legacy. The letter spoke of a hidden sanctuary, a place where the true power of the eternal harmony could be harnessed. With the crystal sphere as their guide, Lyra and Orion set out to find the sanctuary. Their quest led them to distant planets and ancient ruins, each step filled with danger and discovery. They encountered allies who shared their vision and enemies determined to thwart their efforts. One such ally was Cashin, a former student of the conservatory who had become a wanderer and seeker of lost knowledge. With his help, Lyra and Orion deciphered the final clues that led them to the sanctuary, a secluded temple on a remote moon, bathed in the light of distant stars. As they entered the sanctuary, they felt a profound sense of awe. The temple's walls were adorned with celestial maps and musical notations, depicting the harmony of the universe. In the center of the temple stood a pedestal, upon which the crystal sphere fit perfectly. Lyra and Orion placed the sphere on the pedestal, and a cascade of light filled the room. The eternal harmony began to play, its notes resonating with the essence of the stars, creating a symphony of unimaginable beauty and power. In that moment, Lyra understood the true purpose of the eternal harmony. It was not just a composition, but a conduit for the music of the cosmos, a melody that could heal the wounds of the galaxy and bring peace to all who heard it. As the final notes echoed through the temple, Lyra and Orion knew their journey was far from over. They had unlocked the secrets of the eternal harmony, but the challenge of using its power to restore balance and harmony still lay ahead. With the echoes of the stars guiding them, Lyra and Orion embraced their destiny, ready to face whatever trials awaited them. The maestro's legacy was now theirs to carry forward, a symphony that would resonate across the universe and shape the future of all. 5. Crescendo of Hope. The discovery of the sanctuary and the true purpose of the eternal harmony imbued Lyra and Orion with a newfound sense of hope and determination. The echoes of the stars had revealed a path forward, but they knew their journey was far from over. With the power of the eternal harmony at their fingertips, they had to return to the Celestial Conservatory and prepare for the final confrontation with those who sought to misuse its power. As they made their way back, they encountered challenges at every turn. Amara, now fully aware of their progress, had mobilized her followers and allies within the conservatory, determined to seize the eternal harmony for herself. She believed that with its power, she could reshape the galaxy according to her own vision, a vision that was as tyrannical as it was ambitious. Upon their return, Lyra and Orion found the conservatory in turmoil. Students and faculty were divided, with some supporting their quest and others swayed by Amara's promises of power and glory. The atmosphere was tense, and it was clear that a reckoning was imminent. Gathering their allies, Lyra and Orion convened a secret meeting in the hidden chamber beneath the conservatory. Among them were Miriam, Lyra's loyal friend, Cashin, the wanderer with a wealth of knowledge, and Professor Vale, who had come to believe in their mission despite his initial skepticism. "We have to act quickly," Lyra said, her voice steady but urgent. "Amara is planning to use the eternal harmony for her own ends. If she succeeds, the consequences could be disastrous." Orion nodded in agreement. "We need to rally those who still believe in Maestro Arion's vision of harmony and unity. We must show them that the true power of the eternal harmony lies in its ability to heal and bring balance, not to dominate and control." With a plan in place, they set out to gather support. Lyra and Orion spoke to students and teachers, sharing their discoveries and the profound purpose of the eternal harmony. Slowly but surely, they began to sway hearts and minds, rekindling the spirit of Maestro Arion's legacy. Meanwhile, Amara was not idle. She had uncovered the existence of the crystal sphere and the sanctuary, and she was determined to claim its power. With her followers, she orchestrated a series of attacks and sabotage efforts aimed at disrupting Lyra and Orion's preparations. One night, as Lyra sat alone in the hidden chamber, practicing the eternal harmony on the grand piano, she felt a presence. Turning, she saw Amara standing in the doorway, her eyes burning with ambition and jealousy. "You think you can stop me?" Amara sneered. "You think you can wield the power of the eternal harmony better than I can? You're nothing but a naive dreamer." Lyra stood her ground, meeting Amara's gaze with calm determination. The eternal harmony was never meant to be used for control or domination. It's a gift to the galaxy, a way to bring peace and balance. Maestro Arion's vision was clear. Amara's expression twisted with rage. "You don't understand. Power is the only way to bring order to chaos. The galaxy needs a strong hand to guide it, and I will be that hand." With that, Amara lunged at Lyra, but before she could reach her, Orion and Miriam burst into the room, pulling Amara away. "This isn't over," Amara hissed as she was dragged out, her eyes promising retribution. In the days that followed, the conservatory became a battleground of ideals and ambitions. Lyra and Orion worked tirelessly to prepare for the final confrontation, refining the eternal harmony and ensuring their allies were ready for whatever Amara might throw at them. The climax came on a stormy night, when the conservatory's great hall was filled with students, faculty, and the sound of distant thunder. Amara and her followers stood on one side, while Lyra, Orion, and their allies faced them from the other. The tension was palpable, the air charged with anticipation. Amara stepped forward, holding the crystal sphere aloft. "This is your last chance to join me," she declared. "With the power of the eternal harmony, we can reshape the galaxy as we see fit." Lyra shook her head, her voice steady and clear. "The eternal harmony is a gift to be shared, not a weapon to be wielded. It belongs to everyone, and its purpose is to bring peace, not power." With a signal from Amara, her followers surged forward, intent on seizing control. But Lyra and Orion were ready. As the eternal harmony filled the hall, its notes resonating with the very essence of the stars, a powerful wave of music washed over everyone present. The music was unlike anything they had ever heard, hauntingly beautiful, filled with sorrow and hope. It spoke to the very core of their beings. The light from the crystal sphere intertwined with the notes, creating a dazzling display of harmony and unity. Amara's followers faltered, their resolve wavering in the face of such profound beauty. One by one, they laid down their arms, moved by the power of the music. Amara herself, caught in the spell of the eternal harmony, fell to her knees, tears streaming down her face. Lyra and Orion approached her, their expressions filled with compassion. It's not too late, Lyra said softly. Join us in Maestro Arion's vision. Help us bring peace and balance to the galaxy. Amara looked up, her anger and ambition giving way to a deep, aching sorrow. I see now, she whispered. I was wrong. The power of the eternal harmony is not in control, but in unity. With the conflict resolved, the conservatory united under a shared vision of harmony and peace. The eternal harmony became a beacon of hope, its music spreading across the galaxy, healing old wounds and bringing people together. Lyra and Orion, now recognized as the true heirs of Maestro Arion's legacy, continued their work, guiding the conservatory and the galaxy towards a brighter future. Their journey had been filled with challenges and sacrifices, but the hope and unity they had inspired were worth every struggle. As they stood together on the conservatory's grand balcony, watching the stars twinkle in the night sky, Lyra felt a deep sense of fulfillment. The eternal harmony had brought them together, and together, they would continue to spread its message of peace and balance to every corner of the galaxy. 6. Symphony of the Universe. With the conflict at the Celestial Conservatory resolved and the eternal harmony firmly in their grasp, Lyra and Orion turned their attention to the larger galaxy. The music that had brought peace to the conservatory was but a prelude to the greater symphony they envisioned, a harmony that would resonate across the stars and unite civilizations. News of the eternal harmony spread rapidly, reaching distant planets and star systems. People from all walks of life, inspired by the promise of unity and peace, began to seek out the conservatory, eager to be a part of the movement. Lyra and Orion found themselves at the heart of a growing alliance, their vision of a harmonious galaxy shared by countless others. The first step in their grand plan was to convene a galactic council, bringing together leaders from various planets and star systems. The council would serve as a platform for dialogue, cooperation, and the implementation of the eternal harmony across different cultures and societies. The challenge was immense, but Lyra and Orion were undeterred. The council was held on Harmonia, the musical capital of the galaxy and the birthplace of Lyra's dreams. The city was transformed into a vibrant hub of activity, with delegates arriving from every corner of the galaxy. The streets were filled with the sounds of different musical traditions, blending together in a beautiful cacophony of diversity. As the council commenced, Lyra stood before the gathered delegates, her heart filled with hope. The eternal harmony is not just a piece of music, she began. It is a vision of what our galaxy can become, a place where differences are celebrated, where conflicts are resolved through understanding and cooperation, and where the power of music can heal and unite. Orion stepped forward, his voice carrying the weight of their shared journey. We have seen the power of the eternal harmony firsthand. It has brought peace to the conservatory and transformed lives. Now, we must extend that harmony to the entire galaxy. Together, we can create a future where music bridges the gaps between us and fosters a lasting peace. The response was overwhelming. Delegates from every corner of the galaxy pledged their support, inspired by the vision Lyra and Orion had presented. The council sessions were filled with spirited discussions, as representatives shared their ideas and plans for implementing the eternal harmony in their own worlds. Yet, amidst the hope and enthusiasm, there were also challenges. Some leaders were skeptical, wary of the changes that eternal harmony might bring. Others feared the loss of their own traditions and identities. Lyra and Orion worked tirelessly to address these concerns, emphasizing that the eternal harmony was not about erasing differences but about finding common ground and mutual respect. One evening, as they took a break from the intense negotiations, Lyra and Orion found themselves on a balcony overlooking the city. The stars shone brightly above, a reminder of the vastness of the galaxy and the enormity of their task. Do you ever wonder if we're reaching too far? Lyra asked, her voice tinged with uncertainty. The galaxy is so vast, and there are so many different cultures and perspectives. Orion took her hand, his touch reassuring. I believe in what we're doing, Lyra. The eternal harmony has already proven its power. We've seen how it can bring people together. It won't be easy, but nothing worth doing ever is. Lyra nodded, feeling the weight of his words. You're right. We have to keep going, for the sake of everyone who believes in this vision. As the council continued, the delegates began to see the potential of the eternal harmony. The sessions were filled with music, each delegation sharing their own traditions and blending them with the harmonies of the eternal harmony. It was a celebration of diversity and unity, a living testament to the power of music. One of the most memorable moments came when a delegation from the distant planet of Lyricon presented a traditional song that had been passed down through generations. As they sang, the eternal harmony resonated with their melody, creating a breathtaking fusion of sounds that left everyone in awe. It was a powerful reminder that the eternal harmony was not just a composition but a living, evolving force that could adapt and grow with each new influence. By the end of the council, a comprehensive plan was in place. The eternal harmony would be taught in schools, performed in public spaces, and integrated into various cultural practices. The conservatory would serve as the central hub, providing guidance and support to communities across the galaxy. As the delegates departed, returning to their home planets with renewed hope and determination, Lyra and Orion felt a profound sense of accomplishment. They had laid the foundation for a new era, one where the eternal harmony would guide the galaxy towards a brighter future. Back at the conservatory, Lyra and Orion continued their work, mentoring new students and composing new pieces that built upon the eternal harmony. They traveled to different planets, sharing their music and their message, and witnessing firsthand the positive changes taking place. One day, as they stood in the conservatory's grand auditorium, watching a group of young students perform a new composition, Lyra felt a deep sense of fulfillment. The journey had been long and challenging, but it had been worth every moment. Turning to Orion, she smiled. We did it. We really did it. Orion nodded, his eyes reflecting the same sense of pride and joy. Yes, we did. And there's still so much more to do. The eternal harmony is just the beginning. As they watched the students, their music filling the auditorium with a beautiful symphony, Lyra and Orion knew that the eternal harmony would continue to inspire and unite generations to come. Their journey was far from over, but with each new note, each new melody, they were creating a symphony that would resonate across the universe, a true testament to the power of music and the enduring spirit of hope and unity.